All right, how's everybody going today? Hoping everybody's having a happy new year, and it's time for me to finally wrap things up for today's vlogs, and I'm going to end things up with the Allstate Sugar Bowl between number 1 Alabama and number 4 Ohio State. Now, Ohio State is winless against SEC opponents throughout their history in bowl matches, and they're looking to get their first win. Now, for Alabama, they're the SEC champs, one loss in the season to Ole Miss at Ole Miss, but then they climbed their way back in the charts, becoming ranked number 1 over Florida State and Oregon, especially for Florida State as going undefeated 13-0. But the Crimson Tide has a great offense put together with Blake Sims at the helm at quarterback. Now on offense, they actually have 490 yards of total offense per game, which is the highest under Nick Saban at Alabama. For Ohio State, they're having a great season. They actually started off their season with a shaky start, losing Braxton Miller to a shoulder injury. He had to have surgery on his shoulder, which means J.T. Barrett had to take over at the helm at quarterback, and he's definitely an All-American candidate. In my opinion, he had a great season. Big Ten Player of the Year. He's all over the field. He is an outstanding player. But then he was hurt, and actually a third-string quarterback in Cardale Jones had to take over in the Big Ten Championship, in which he lit up the Wisconsin Badgers for being accounted for 5 touchdowns in that matchup. And he has a great running back behind him in Ezekiel Elliott, who had over 1,400 yards rushing this season and 12 scores. Now, the key to victory for this game for both these two teams, all in a nutshell, it all draws out in that line of scrimmage. Ari Quandro, one of my leading prospects for the guard position for the 2015 NFL Draft, is going to have his hands full between him and Michael Bennett. And also, he's probably going to have to deal with Joey Bosa, the star sophomore tackle / end for Ohio State, who has 13.5 sacks entering this particular matchup. Now, the key is that line of scrimmage. Whoever wins in the trenches in that line of scrimmage will win the game. And for that being said, I'm going to have to go with Alabama in this one. Ohio State has history against SEC opponents, and even within the line of scrimmage, they're having a great season with their front seven, but still Alabama's going to be way too much because of their ground attack. They do well with running back TJ Yeldon and company. And on the defensive side, to give you some more players to watch for Alabama, Landon Collins at the safety position, and at linebacker, Trey Dupree. Now, I think these two are two prospects, particularly Landon Collins as the number 1 safety entering the 2015 NFL Draft. I think this Alabama Crimson Tide is too much for Ohio State, and we all seen throughout history for Ohio State, especially in BCS bowl matches and recent ones, they have been struggling a lot. So I'm going to have to go with the Tide over the Buckeyes in this matchup. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys will be on the 2nd, where I will continue things with my previews and move things on with all the remaining previews of the bowl matches for this college football season. Thank you for watching today's vlogs. I'm your man, Kingdom Call. Be easy.